Okay, I will start the meeting. Hi, everyone. Welcome to VODAN Africa meeting. And happy Eid al-Fitr for everyone that celebrate the day. And I think there's not so much people here, so I think I will give the floor to you, Prof. Miriam, to lead the meeting. The floor is yours, Prof.
Yeah, thank you, Putu, and good to see everyone. We knew it was going to be a small meeting, so that is fine. And I'm glad to see everybody who is here, so welcome. There are three things that I think would be important to discuss today, and that is the preparation of the deployment in Zimbabwe. Then perhaps also in relation to Somalia and Addis, and also Tanzania and Liberia. And then the third point, in fact, there are 4 points. The third point is the communications. I'm very glad also to see Obina here, because we have to do some work on that. And then there also is a call for proposals that was sent to us by John. And yeah, again, these are organizational questions, but we can also discuss how to move forward with that. So maybe, Putu, we can start with the deployment in Zimbabwe, and then go on to the other countries, then discuss the communications and the call for proposals. The communications, especially in relation to the meeting on the 30th and 31st of May. Is that all right? Am I forgetting anything else?
No, you covered it all, Prof. Miriam. But yeah, the problem for Somalia, Din Jamal cannot attend the meeting, so we have now only Zimbabwe here.
Yeah,
So
but we can still discuss who will support Din Jamal, right? So we can still do that. Yeah. And one other thing is that maybe we can do a quick update on. I see Mariam was here. Mariam was here. She's not here. She was here. And Kenya, Uganda and Kenya, whether they can say how they are doing in terms of the deployment. Maybe we start with a quick update. Maybe we start with Dr. Reginald on the update. Then let me see if Mariam is coming back. Reginald, how is it going, the deployment?
It's quite good. The image was deployed. I think now just to go through the technical details. So the respective health facilities are looking through their own internet connectivity and how it's linked with the VODAN app. I think that's where we are at the moment.
Good. And is that in the 3 facilities or not yet? Just
so far it's Beacon of Hope and Camry. We want those to work well to understand the certain small details. The other one is still pending, depending on how the management look at the whole process.
All right.
But should be all right because everybody has agreed to move forward. So I want to start to work with the 2 to be sure that the teething problems are solved before we move to the 3rd one.
Yeah, okay, that is good. That is perfect. Then I had a question there still, Reginald. Yeah, my question was, we had this procedure about the videos being prepared by the health facilities once they have deployed. Is that feasible? How is your experience with that, just to understand?
Yeah, I think with Camry, Seth was able to prepare something, but he needs to align with the questions of Putu. So I'm just hoping that he is able to update what you already prepared, and then Beacon of Hope also are working on something. So far, I've not come across any challenge.
Okay. Good, perfect, excellent. That is very good. Then Mariam is there. Mariam, hi, how are you? Good afternoon. Hello, Mariam, can you hear us? We can't hear you. Maybe you are mute.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Very well. Hi.
Sorry, I'm using my phone to attend. Yes, sorry.
So, sorry, Mariam, can you talk or should we pass you?
Maybe I can chat in
Yeah,
the...
please do that. We would just like to know how deployment is going in Uganda and whether you are experiencing any difficulties. That is all.
Okay.
And Mariam, we will also coming with the question as we are discussing Zimbabwe, who will be working with the Zimbabwe team and the Somalia team and the Tanzania team and the Liberia team from you and Samson and Putu and Aliyah. So any ideas, also put it in the chat. And thanks for attending, Mariam. So, okay, that's it for the update. Then we can go to Zimbabwe. I think I saw Ronald there. Yes, he's there, Ronald. So we had a conversation this morning, and so everything is clear. The main question is put to how we divide the technical support to these four countries. Zimbabwe, Somalia needs support, Tanzania, Liberia. I think that Samson is taking the support to Jamal. Is that correct, Samson?
I think I am giving the support for Jamal. This is Gaitu.
Oh, Gaitu. Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
So
I have already presented last time for the Minister of Health in Puntland.
Oh, you have.
Jamal invited me to present the MVP. Yeah.
Okay, that's fantastic. I didn't know. That is good to know. That is very good, Gaitu. Thank you. Putu, are you making notes of that? Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Then, so Somalia is with Gaitu, and so Gaitu, that is working well. You are fine.
Yeah, I think.
You have no problems?
I have just presented the MVP only. After that, Jamal hasn't communicated me. So I think we need to have further discussions with Jamal.
Yeah.
On what and when I should give the assistance.
Yeah. And the person their computer science person is Abdullahi. So that is the person really to be trained. That is the same guy as the one in Nuffic who is doing the e-learning platform. So he will also be the expert there on supporting the installations, Gaitu.
Yes, okay.
Yeah. If you need his contact details or whatever, I can give you. But it would be important.
Okay, Prof.
Yeah, it would be important to work closely with him, in the sense that it really is important that they have a more technical person there, even if they don't understand everything about the linked data, semantic data. At least they understand the computer science installation process.
Yeah.
Because Jamal is not an ICT person; he's a health person only. All right.
Okay. Yeah, he was in the presentation last time.
Abdullah was, yeah. Yeah.
I think I have his email, so I will communicate him.
Yeah, perfect. Excellent. Okay, then in relation to, maybe we first go to Liberia and Tanzania and then to Zimbabwe. So who is the person who was dealing with Tanzania, with Dr. Jeremiah Putu? Who is the person from the team? Is it Alia?
Yeah, I guess it's Alia.
So are we going to expect Alia to follow that up with Dr. Jeremiah? It makes sense, in fact, doesn't it?
Yeah, it makes sense. Actually, I tried to contact Dr. Jeremiah, but I think I will after this meeting I will tell Alia to contact Dr. Jeremiah and communicate with him.
Yeah, and then if Alia would have any problems, she can speak to Ezra or Olawole. Is that right, Ezra?
That should be
Perfect. All right, so that's Alia. Then how shall we handle Liberia? So Obina has written to Julia, but I don't know the current state of the discussions. Obina, have you received anything back from Julia? Obina?
Yes, bro. Are you hearing me?
I can hear you.
Okay, good evening. I think maybe I need to follow up with her again because then she said that she's working on it and she'll get back to me, but she never got back to me.
No.
Yeah, so let me shut her up.
Can you do that?
Yes.
Perfect, excellent. That is very good. Then we leave the technical expertise for that maybe for now, because we still need to get through the process. So then we can go to Zimbabwe. And so who would be the person to work with Zimbabwe? So maybe to clarify the situation in Zimbabwe, we have, as you know, we have 2 country coordinators there. One is Madzike from Solidarmet, and one is Bernard from GZU. And there are 2 technical persons. One is Chendoza from GZU, and one is Ronald, who is here. Ronald, hi, from Solidarmet. So we are speaking together, all of us, and they will be, I can see you, Ronald, that's good. And so we are coordinating it through Solidarmet, and they are installing in the Solidarmet facilities and then also coordinating whatever will happen with GZU. So that is with Ronald. Now, Ronald, I don't know that you need a lot of expertise, but what is it that you could use? Should we connect you directly with Ezra and Olawole or with Mariam? I am not quite clear what will be the best setup. Ronald, do you have any idea what you think you need?
Okay, so I've got a team. I haven't been at work these days, but I've got a team that's working on these project activities, and there's Rudo who is joined as Vimbai Nashe. I don't know if you can see someone that's having that name there. So we set up the image, and upon setting up the image, this time I think we got to a point where we needed to put in some passwords, and we didn't have those passwords in the image sets and so on. So we are I have a team that is quite technical, and we would just need to just have someone to just ask if there are certain issues like those password issues and so on. But in terms of being technically savvy, we have so much technical expertise, yeah, amongst our team.
Yeah, I think maybe you missed the presentation, but that was because you had the situation of the accident, but the that was also video recorded. So one thing is that Putu can point you to the right video recording, but at the same time, it might also be very quick for Ezra and Olowole to point Rudo to the, yeah, Ezra, you're raising your hand already. You know what you're going to say.
Just a quick one. All passwords are remembered in the browser for all the applications. So you just click into the username box. At least there should be options. The username and the password are all remembered in the browser. For the image password, I can share it in the group. It's the same password we maintain all through.
Okay, I think that's perfect.
And by
Thank
image
you.
password, I meant the OS username for logging in. But for the specific applications, for the dashboard, for CEDA, for the bulk inputs or template creation, all passwords are remembered within the browser. Thank
you. Okay, I think that's perfect. I think that would be great. Yeah.
So the Ezra, is it a good idea that I send your WhatsApp number to Ronald so that I think these are the quickest dealt with because they are just going to be detailed technical questions. Otherwise, Ronald is capable of handling it. Can I connect him like that to you? I don't think it will be time consuming.
Prof, that should be fine.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that then. Great. And I don't see Rudo here, Ronald, but we look forward to meeting him, of course.
Okay, Rudo, I don't know, Rudo, if you can. I don't know if you can say something. Yes, it's a she. Rudo is a she.
Rudo, hi, nice to meet you. You can put on your camera for a moment if you want. Nice.
It's okay. Thank you so much.
All right. Oh, good to see you, Rudo. That's
Hello,
good.
hi, how are you?
Hey, very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, Rudo, if you send your email and your WhatsApp to me, maybe through Ronald, then I will touch base with you. I'll get you in a group with Putu, who is arranging all the communication as the technical lead, and then I will also give you Ezra's number for any, password, these kind of things that you can find him quickly.
Okay, thank you.
Nice. Nice to have some women power from Zimbabwe. Nice. I like it. So, yeah, I think we will do very well with that in Zimbabwe. Ronald and Rudo, one question from my side. I think you missed, because of things, the discussion that we had, that we wanted to ask the facilities to send some very small video, 2 minutes, amateurish, just on a phone, from the installation, and then a number of questions that Putu prepared. Is that feasible? It is just for us to get some feedback and some image from this, the health facilities proper, just really to be able to relate to it. And maybe for communication purposes later on, it might be a very good thing to have. Is that feasible for you, to ask the facilities, the data clerks, to do that?
Yes, I think it should be possible. We can arrange for that. We can do that.
There is really no high standard. It can be just anything that anybody would send to to a friend or whatever. It is not really, if we need anything more formal with Ubina, we look at the communication side of it. But for now, it's just to have some record at the beginning of the installation what things looked like.
Okay. No, I think that would work. Yeah, thank you. I think we can work something out.
Perfect. That's super. Okay, then we have done Somalia's Getu, Zimbabwe is Rudo directly with Ezra. I see I've got the number now. Tanzania is Aliyah with Putu coordinating, and Liberia is Obina directly and will follow it up. Good. Then we have the communications and the next big conference on the 30th and the 31st of May. So maybe we can just do a little bit of brainstorming. What is it that we would want and need to achieve? Maybe we can relate it to a call that we have, a call for proposals that has come out, which seems to fit very, very well with what we do. It was sent by John from CEDAR, from Stanford. And I think we need a team to look at it and to, you know, to start working it out. So I don't know if there are volunteers on, maybe I'll start with the call. Volunteers to work on the call and begin to see how we could approach that and what the timelines are. Anyone who are interested in that? Ezra, please.
Yes, Prof. I volunteer. I'm interested.
You volunteer? Great. Excellent. And anyone else? What about, yeah, I was looking at Tesfit and Samson and Getu, yes.
Yeah, hi Prof, hi everyone.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm speaking on behalf of the Magala team, and we are very happy to volunteer and see going forward on the proposal writing and other activities.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Excellent. I think that is for now probably enough. So we'll have Ezra, Michele, and then myself for the call. I will send it, and then we will be seeing how we take that forward and what the process is. Okay, that is good. Then, so then related to that, I've not done slides, but on the fundraising strategy, what we have at the moment is as follows. We have the process through Han, which relates to the follow-up of the current project, so to Philips and Invest International, and there is a follow-up meeting soon, next week or the week after, which is really hoping to get a a next phase of the current program, then looking at making it sustainable and really organized by VODAN properly. So that is one track. Then the second track is together with Leiden University and Leiden Global in the partnership between African universities and European universities around fair data, fair science data, fair data for health. And I thought on that one in particular, maybe we need to have some follow-up meetings in Brussels, because I think we need to really target that through the EU funding at that meeting, set of meetings around the 30th and 31st of May, taking place in Leiden. And for that meeting, will be traveling the president of the Pan-African Parliament, who will speak from the African perspective, VC, and Francesca. So that is the second track. That is Obina, the thing that is the biggest headache in terms of the communication. How do we communicate this well? And then the third track is the one of the call that we have just dealt with, which we would be looking at with Ezra and Mekele. So these are the three tracks. What would be nice is if we had somebody who kind of supported all of the fundraising, so that then in terms of moving things forward, we can delegate that. So it could be good to have a fundraising support coordinator. I don't know if from the current people attending, there is anyone who would like to take that role, like Reginald is the coordinator of all the country coordinators, and Putu is the coordinator of all the processes in the facility. So I'm looking for a go-to person who then takes that under his wing, and then in the three tracks, there can be, let's say, subcommittees who would be preparing and following up everything. Does that make sense as a proposal?
Yes, Professor, it does.
And who would like to do that? Who has capacity to do that? So maybe not from this group. So Reginald, can I then ask you to take it to the country coordinators if there is somebody who could do that?
I'll do that, Professor. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Good. All right, then we will follow that up. So then in terms of the presentations for the 30th, we have a presentation slot for the president of the Pan-African Parliament. So we should maybe think, what do we want him to present? And so what I think is really important is to find a way in our messaging in connecting the academic part and the VODAN part, because in the context of the Leiden global and university collaboration part, I think there's also something to message on fair data for science as such as well, and for African science not to be left behind if there is so much of the subsidies going into the verification of scientific data in Europe. So I think that the president of the Pan-African Parliament could carry that message, but we would need to give him something that he can work with in terms of his speech, and maybe also in terms of showcasing that. So maybe I can ask Samson, do you see the point, what I'm trying to get at? Samson.
Yes, Prof, I think it's a good thing.
And do you have an idea of how we could best how in a most convincing and authentic way he could speak about that? I mean, one thing could be if the video that we have of VODAN is too much focused on the pandemic for that. So we would actually need to have something that really relates this issue to scientific data being produced in Africa and being available as a part of the global verification process. I think that is the message that needs to go there.
Yes, I believe it's a good opportunity, and we can consolidate the ideas, right? Like a good place to start would probably be if I believe he would be busy. So I along with my team, can draft a quick summary, like 1 page or 2 pager,
Yes.
which would consolidate the idea. And if time allows, we can make it into a short presentation beforehand. That's what we did with Dr. Hagos and
Yes.
Dr. Emmanuel, because we wanted them to have a shared vision, and we wanted them to realize the real value in what we are anticipating, because currently we haven't really delivered a value that they can confidently brag about, but they could see that this is a huge potential going forward. And they know, I mean, what we're trying to show them is the true value going forward, and how we are based on principle, and that the principles are worthwhile, and the principles, if we co-create, can elevate the health system. That's what we are in agreement about. And even for me personally, that's how I see it. We are building a big community here. We're collecting big data, and we also need to think and figure out how we would be harnessing the potential of this linked data that we're creating. And if we have this shared vision among us and among the leaders that we work with, then it would be, they would be giving a realistic view of what's happening in VODAN. And I believe we can craft this message, share it on the group, and everyone can also, and it goes in line with what has been started in our last weeks by Dr. Araya. So I think it will be about connecting the dots that we have here and there, and sharing that and crafting that into a short and concrete message. So I think we can take that up.
Yeah, I think that the message should go something like very briefly on why FAIR is considered globally important with this increasing available data, but then the danger of the places where that verification doesn't take place, not being visible, not being present. The whole of the African academia could be kind of erased with one situation where really verification would become the norm in European and US and maybe even Chinese science. So I think that is the problem. And then the next one would be that there is no reason why Africa would not embrace that, because the knowledge, I mean, then the whole thing of being the front runner of this, I think the president would want to present that with African pride of the engineering from Africa to probably be the most advanced project at this point. And then I think it would be very good if we would have some snapshots from Zimbabwe, from Kenya, from Nigeria, from different places, maybe just very, very short, where we can quickly, visualize that this is also not a small part on Africa, but that the African diversity is already, handling this. And then maybe taking that back at the closure. We have lost Mekele, but you will, you have the recording, so you will share that with them, Putu. Then taking it back to the issue of African presence in science and engineering. I think that would be, Obina, I don't know if you were following, but that would probably be the argument for that presentation to be made by, which the Mekele team could take a lead in. Did you get that, Obina?
No, I didn't get it clearly.
Say again?
I didn't get it clearly.
So, shall I repeat, Putu?
I think I will share the recording to Obina, Prof, so you don't
Okay,
need to repeat it.
can go on. And maybe then one of you can do a quick write-up of that and share with the Mekelle team and myself. Then we can take it from there. And then the fifth point would be that the part of the video where Rudwan had been playing around with the voice and the images could maybe be a nice short video on the relevance of FAIR in Africa. And maybe Samson and the Mekelle team could make a small script, and then we can ask Rudwan if he can provide that for the 30th of May. Is that okay? So Obina and Putu, can you follow up that this is then communicated properly to Mekelle?
Yes,
Okay,
Prof.
Prof.
Okay, thank you. Okay, then yeah, I think with that, if we have that material, then we still need to think of the presentations of the VC and of Francesca. Samson, are you back there?
Hi, Prof. Yes, I'm back now with.
Did you still
Can you hear
hear?
me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Did you still hear what I was saying? Maybe I quickly summarize. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah. So
Yes, Prof. I can hear you.
okay, so my thinking about that presentation of the president would be to speak about the relevance of FAIR for science and of FAIR for African science. Then take the work of VODAN and related to the pandemic and the patient health records in Africa as an example, and show that this can be done by taking some snippets from the different health facilities where this is being installed from the different countries where we can use those videos. And then to come back on the relevance of this for science, so that we really construct the issues around the Leiden University global collaboration from an academic perspective with health as an example only. And then I was thinking, Samson, that we could do a small script where we can ask Rudwan to make a video in the way that he did for the other presentation. And then maybe with that script, he can then finalize that. I can ask him to do that. That was my thinking. And then we still have VC and Francesca to elaborate on that, and all of that we can then use for future presentations in Brussels to the European Commission or the European Parliament or whatever that we have there. I think that should be the objective, that we have material for advocacy so that we can move that program, our program forwards. Samson, are you hearing me?
Yes, I think it's well summarized. I think we can build on this basic ideas, and we'll see where it goes. I think we can also have discussions of this meeting. So I think we can enrich the content.
Perfect. Excellent.
Otherwise, it's clear. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that is really good. Well, I think that is more or less it. I see that Bernard has joined us. Bernard, you are there. And I still wanted to also thank Obina for all the follow-up work of the last conference. That was really fantastic and very good. Okay, then I'm wondering if there are any other things. I think in terms of the finances, everything should have moved forward. I don't know whether Heil and Frederick want to give any update at this point, or you're doing it bilaterally to anyone. I know that the contract with Zimbabwe has moved. I know Christina has moved the contract of Addis. I know there's been correspondence with Ezra and Oluwole on the completion. So anything else at this stage that should be said?
Hello, Prof.
Hi, Haile.
Yeah. From my side, I don't have. Maybe if Frederick has something to ask, maybe he can forward his thing. Thank you.
No. Thank you, Haile. I think, Professor, you're right. All the contracts that we've been working on have moved to the respective experts, and at the moment, I don't see anything pending that hasn't been covered. All is well.
That is very, very good. And I thank you both for a lot of work that was done to get all of that in order. We still have a few pieces of information coming from one of our partners who handed everything over to VODAN Coordate, but most of it has been handled, and so we'll now be looking at the next, requesting the next tranche. So thank you both for a lot of work on that, and that's very much appreciated. I think then we are really very good. We have a little bit of time, so maybe if there's anybody else, Alan or Nambobi or Ernest or Gusita, who want to give any update. Araya, you raise your hand. It is nice to hear from everybody. Araya?
Hello, Miriam, and good afternoon all. If we have a few minutes, like 4 or 5 minutes, we would like to present a sample theory of change based on the discussion we had. Our Magana team has been exercising. So Gato can present 3 slides so that every country coordinators can have an idea what we have been talking about the theory of change or and the like.
That is perfect. Please, Gato, go ahead. Thank you, Araya.
Yeah, can I share my slide? Here?
Yes.
The slide. Okay, thank you very much. So our team was practicing the theory of change with regard to the VODAN Africa minimal viable product deployment in Tigray, and in respect to the overall VODAN Africa activities. So this is the model for the theory of change. The theory of change starts defining the statements which is related to why we are doing the deployment, the minimal viable product, and so on. So there is poor quality of data at point of care, and there is poor use of data at health facilities. There is also unnecessary health data access and provisions, data provision. And there is this mission in our VODAN community. The mission is strengthening the use of patient data at point of care by applying fair guiding principle. And missions, we have activities like we have the products. So far, we have been developing the product. Now we are in the verge of deploying the minimal viable product. This is one activity, and training data stores is the other activity, main activity. And Next, we have the patient data encoding, capturing using automated registries. We have patient data analytics using dashboards at point of care. We have also to protect these sensitive data, we have to secure the data. So we have to have a system for security and privacy control. And we have been automating the process of storing aggregated patient data to the HIS2. This is also a pillar activity. And finally, we have this storing patient data in a triple store for data visiting. These are the main activities in the overall VODAN initiative. So what will be the immediate outputs of these activities? The immediate outputs could be a report on how fair data principle could be applied at lower level of the health facilities with minimum infrastructure. And the other, we could raise the data interoperability between minimal viable product and any health management information system. And the other output is realizing data to be findable, accessible under well-defined regulation and interoperability, finally reusability. And on the outcome part, we will have short-term outcome, medium-term, and long-term outcomes. This could be grouped as one, which is outcome. So in outcome, we will see secure data, and we will see data quality such as timeliness, accuracy, and the completeness of the data. We can ensure that. And long term, we could say we will have verified services, data, and other digital objectives, digital objects in the health business process. In fact, in this diagram, we will add the impacts. So every time we present our products, there is one main question, which is the impact. What is the impact? The impact could be saving lives, after all, and making better decisions and be able to make better decisions and save the lives of the patients. And these activities, outcomes, and outputs are, they lie above the assumptions, key assumptions in areas for development. The key assumptions here are, for example, we are applying this, we are implementing this minimal viable product in facilities. Therefore, facilities should follow fair principles by enhancing the findability, accessibility, interoperability, reusability of data produced at facilities. And facilities will take a good lesson about using fair principles. Facilities will be sole owners of the data produced as residents. And the final assumption is facilities will be capable of visualizing regular statistics of their data. And areas for development, after deploying the products, we will have areas for further development. This product will enable us to identify challenges and opportunities for fair-based system development. And it will enable us identifying the cultural change of data usage at facility level. And it also helps us to identify longer-term outcomes for mentoring and implementation. So saying this is an example of the theory of change. We have also prepared the business canvas model. What could be the business canvas model of the product? So in business canvas model, there are components of this business canvas model. So it starts from identifying the customer segment. So here we have our customer segment is the facilities. It could be regional health bureau, and we will have customer relationship. How do we approach our customers? How do we develop our customer relationships? So far, we were training data stewards at higher level, country level, but we will go down and we will train data stewards in the facilities. And we had data agreement with the facilities. This could be customer relationship. And we have the endorsement letters from officials of the country, each countries. And we will develop a channel with the facilities as well as the VODAN community. So far with VODAN community, we had we were channeling through emails, websites, Zoom webinars, weekly Zoom webinars, conference with local facilities and regional health bureaus. We could have focal persons. We will have on-person visits. We will have a committee that will see monthly review reports and so on. So I will go to the value proposition. What are we going to propose as value to the facilities? One is improve. We are proposing to improve quality of data at point of care, one, and we are going to make data, health data, findable, accessible, interoperable, reusable. We will deal with capacity building trainings. We will interoperate. We will make different systems interoperable. We will strengthen data use and analytics. We will have data on only at residence. This is also a core value proposition. And we will have real-time data visualization and local ownership. So saying this, I will go to the key activities. So to do this, we are now in preparation for deployment. We will train the data stewards at facilities. We will ensure political and leadership commitments like what we are doing here in Tigray with Tigray Health Bureau and with the directors of the facilities. And quality data production is also one activity. Data analysis and visualization is another. And delivering reports, it could periodically, how to see and to investigate how the implementation is going on will be one activity. And key resources, we have categorized them into human, infrastructure, finance. In human, we will have software developers, data stewards, sales professionals. In infrastructure, we will have computers. If possible, we will have servers. We will consider the applications like DHIS to triple store allegograph. The MEVP itself is under the infrastructure. There are resources here. And finally, we will have finance, and the registries themselves are, we consider them as key resources. And to do this, we will have partners. So we will have universities, funders, Ministry of Health, regional health bureaus, district health offices, and so on. So we have remained with the cost structure and revenue streams. We will continue figuring out these two components. So far, these are the two things that we need to present for today as sample. Thank you, Prof.
Well, Getu, that is really excellent. That's really very good, and also good input for the for fundraising. I think that if you can go to the previous slides, then what is important, I think, is that, and I don't know if that should be separate slides, this I'm not sure of, but this focuses very much on the improvements at point of care. But I think that we also should see how to make the case in the future for early warning on pandemics, and for the machine learning around outliers, and what that would help to have early policy systems in place when you get important outliers that should become visible through the system, I suppose. So do you think that is possible to also look at that higher level of impact on health, particularly if you look at the whole community and not at facility level?
I think it's possible. In addition to that, I think earlier Samson was mentioning the scientific research aspect of it, science, and you were mentioning it as well.
Yeah.
So we will include that part as well. I think it would be better maybe to create a specific theory of change for this MVP particular deployment, and we could have create theory of change for the overall overarching fair aspect of it, like scientific and including the facility.
Yeah. And maybe you can first make them at each level, like you have done here, and do it at that level, and then a more abstract level, and then we can see if there is a way of integrating it. But this is good, and it would be very interesting to share this to the maybe through Reginald or Dr. Raya can do directly to all of the country coordinators and ask all of the country coordinators to do the same, because I think that was the ask from Dr. Araya, whether in each country this could be specified, right? Araya, Getu?
Yeah, yes, Miriam. This is just an initial exercise. Otherwise, as we have said, because the VODAN is like a global initiative and it has higher purpose that that engages even global partners. For instance, we may present our theory of change for WHO, World Health Organization. So we can take this as an initial exercise, and the Word version and the PowerPoint we will share to Dr. Reginald on the country leads group or country coordinators group.
Yeah.
And it has to come from each country. Ideally, a theory of change, the development of a theory of change should be very participatory, like engaging the stakeholders, the users, all the partners, because they have to own the theory of change, the path to change. But for now, at least each member of the VODAN Africa member should see what kind of change are we envisioning and how do we want to bring the change. And for each activity, we have to think whether each activity will result in the intended output and outcome. So the thinking process is really stimulating and a must to do. Otherwise, we may be very busy with a lot of tasks and activities, but we cannot guarantee a success. That is
yeah, so it really needs to be done with the whole country team, I think. But if you could give some instructions and then maybe a blank PowerPoint that Reginald then can send around, maybe with viewers as an example that they can take inspiration from. That seems like an interesting process. Thank you.
It is, Professor.
Yeah,
yes, Professor. I think it's a very good exercise that we can do at country level, but even at health facility level, each health facility can go through this exercise. It's building on to what we're trying to work on for the 30th at first and beyond. And perhaps this data can help us also generate some articles for journals. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, good. Okay, and then, so thanks a lot to Araya and Getu for that. Then I'm going to Clara, because Clara has some news just as we were having this meeting. The news came up of what has been accepted for the European Development Days in terms of meetings. So Clara, the floor is yours on this issue, fresh.
Yeah, very fresh from the press, as we say. And I mean, it's largely good news. We had submitted quite a lot of sessions, 7 in total, of which 3 of them have been accepted. And the others still a little bit unclear what their status is. It doesn't say they are not accepted, but they are not accepted in the sense that we can click that option already. And 1 session, we're still waiting for the news. And then we also have some smaller sessions, of which 2 have also been accepted. So the sessions that have been accepted are our session on the DISH platform, which is part of the NAFIC project. with the moderator, Dean Jamal. So congratulations, Dean. That's really good news. So that's really an excellent opportunity to highlight the project. We also have a session on treatment of trauma via mobile phones and on a session on justice for victims in internet black holes. So that offers a lot of opportunities to highlight the results of projects and also of VODAN. We also had a session that was particularly geared towards VODAN. That one has not been accepted, at least so far yet. But I'm sure that the other sessions will give enough space for highlighting that as well. And the smaller sessions that have been accepted are Dr. Reginald, your session also about social transformation in slums in Kenya. So that's really nice. And then we also have a session for Michele University on healthcare during connectivity blockouts. So I think that is really an excellent result. So congratulations everyone who either has been speaker or has been part of these submissions, and we're really happy with the result.
So if I see it, we have 3 sessions, one big one and 2 smaller ones on collaboration in internet blockades or blackouts or unconnected situations. So there's a lot that we can do with that. So it's good if the Michele team is working on this preparation for the 30th of and 31st of May. And then also looking at the EDDs, which will then be on the 20th and 21st of June. We have a lot of opportunity to reach audiences. And Obina, there will be a lot of work to support all of this with appropriate communication. And then it's very excellent that we also have the specific one on Dejanufik as well. So good outcome. Thank you, Clara. You worked really, really, really hard and together with Obina to get this done. So excellent result and big congratulations to all of us. Good, then I think Putu, with that, I'm even over the time. Can you imagine? We were going to have a short meeting and there was so much to say. Thank you everyone for attending and for really excellent work all across. Very nice to meet Rudo here today. And thank you Ezra and Olawole for participating as well. And then I hand over to you, Putu, for the closure.
Okay, thanks, Prof. Miriam. So because it's already over time, I think I will close this meeting. Thanks everyone for the participation on this regular meeting. And see you next week for the regular meeting. Bye, everyone. Thanks.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for attending.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.